Hey guys, what is up? It's David, and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, then hi, hello, welcome. Today, we're doing something actually super useful, especially if you're trying to get your English game on point. We're diving into everyday objects, all that stuff you see around you, literally all the time. We're gonna learn their names in English. This is basically your complete guide to learning tons of them, so you feel super confident and not just pointing at things, which honestly, I still do sometimes. And because I know learning new words can be a lot, and you want to make sure you're catching every single one, especially when I'm probably talking too fast or going off on a weird tangent, we're gonna have subtitles. Yes, you heard that right. Those helpful little words will be popping up right on screen, probably somewhere on top, so you can read along, pause if you need to, and really let those new vocabulary words sink in. It's going to be like your own personal English class, but way more chill and less pressure, No grades here, just good vibes and new words. Seriously though, the goal here is for you to recognize and name a ton of common things. By the end of this, you'll be walking around, spotting objects, and be yep, know that one, in perfect English, or at least good enough English. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So get comfy, maybe grab a drink. We might even learn what that's called. Okay, enough rambling from me for now. Let's actually get into it and start learning some stuff. This is gonna be fun, I promise. Or I'll try. Alright, first up, we have something literally so common, you probably don't even think about it, but it's essential. A chair. Spelled C-H-A-I-R, chair. Okay, so what even is a chair? Well, duh, it's that thing you sit on. Its main job, its whole purpose in life really, is to support your body when you're not standing or lying down. You just plop your butt onto it and boom, instant comfort, or at least support. It usually has a back, sometimes armrests and legs to keep it off the floor. Pretty revolutionary, I know, but we gotta start somewhere, right? So yeah, chair for sitting. Got it? Good. It's a fundamental piece of furniture, you guys. Now, where do you find these magical sitting devices? Literally everywhere. Think about it. You've got chairs in your dining room for, eating meals without looking like a weirdo on the floor. There are chairs in your living room, probably a comfy one, like an armchair for watching TV or scrolling endlessly on your phone. Offices are city desk chairs everywhere so people can pretend to work or actually work, whatever. Schools, cafes, parks. Benches are kind of like long chairs, right? Cars have seats which are basically built-in chairs. They're unavoidable, these chairs, seriously. And chairs aren't just one size fits all. You've got your basic wooden chair, very classic, very sturdy, maybe a bit hard on the butt without a cushion. Then there are plastic chairs, maybe for your patio or a kid's room because they're easy to clean. Metal chairs can be super industrial chic or foldable for extra seating with your mum and actually inside to show. Then there are fancy upholstered ones with fabric or leather that make you feel rich and important. So many options just for your butt. But why are chairs so important? Beyond just the obvious sitting thing which we've established. Well, they allow us to rest, which is crucial for our human bodies. Imagine standing all day. My feet hurt just thinking about it, and I'd be so grumpy. They also help us focus when we're working or studying, because it's hard to write an essay while balancing on one leg or lying on the floor. They're important for social stuff too. Think about dinner parties or just chilling with friends. Everyone's gathered around sitting in chairs, having a good time, sharing stories. Chairs, bringing people together one seat at a time. Wow, that was deep. So yeah, the humble chair. Maybe next time you sit down, you'll take a moment to appreciate it. Think about its design, the comfort it provides, all the things you do while sitting in it. Working, eating, relaxing, procrastinating. It's more than just a piece of furniture. It's a silent supporter of your daily life, always there for you. From your first school chair where you probably carved your initials, to that comfy recliner you hope to own one day. Chairs are just there for us. Wild, right? Okay, that's chair, C-H-A-I-R. Let's ingrain that into our brains. Next object, coming right up. Okay, next on our list of things we see all the time is the table. T-A-B-L-E, table. And what, pray tell, is a table? Well, it's basically a flat surface, usually held up by one or more legs, depending on how fancy or minimalist it's trying to be. Its main gig is to hold stuff. Seriously, that's its primary function. A platform for your things. Whether it's your food, your laptop, your keys, that pile of mail you've been meaning to go through for like 3 months. A table is there to elevate those items off the floor, making them accessible and, not on the floor. Groundbreaking concept, I know. And just like chairs, tables are literally everywhere you look. You've got your dining table, obviously, where you eat your meals, or at least where you intend to eat your meals before you end up on the couch with a plate. Then there's the coffee table in the living room, which is like the command center for remotes, magazines, and yes, coffee cups that might occasionally spill. Offices are filled with desks, which are essentially work tables. You see tables in restaurants, libraries, schools, even tiny little side tables next to your bed for your phone and a glass of water. They're the unsung heroes supporting our clutter. Tables also come in like a gazillion shapes, sizes, and materials. You've got round ones, square ones, rectangular ones, sometimes even weird abstract artsy shapes that you're not quite sure how to use. Materials can be anything from classic wood, which gives that like warm rustic vibe, to sleek glass, which looks cool until you get fingerprints all over it. Then there's metal, plastic, stone, you name it. Someone's probably made a table out of it. Some are huge, like a giant farmhouse table for big family dinners, and some are tiny, just big enough for a single lamp. The variety is like endless. So why are tables so important in our daily lives, apart from being a convenient place to put your junk? Well, they facilitate so many activities. Eating for one, it's much more civilized to eat at a table than like hunched over your plate on the floor usually. They provide a dedicated space for work and study, helping you to, get in the zone. Tables are also great for displaying things like photos, vases of flowers, or your collection of slightly weird ceramic animals. They create focal points in rooms and help organize spaces. They're just fundamentally useful, Honestly, tables are like the stage managers of our lives. They're always there, holding things up, making things happen, but they rarely get the spotlight. Think about all the conversations that happen over tables, the meals shared, the work accomplished, the games played. They're silent witnesses to so much of our daily grind and our fun times. So next time you set your drink down, give a little nod to the table. TABLE. It's doing a lot for you, probably more than you even realize. It's a good word to know, a very solid, dependable word for a solid, dependable object. Alright, let's move on to something smaller but super important for, writing stuff down, a pen. P-E-N, pen. So, what is this magical little stick? A pen is basically a writing instrument that uses ink to leave a mark on a surface, usually paper. It's how people used to communicate before everyone just texted everything. And honestly, it's still pretty crucial. Think about it. Signing important documents, jotting down a quick note, or if you're feeling artsy, maybe even doodling in your notebook when you're supposed to be paying attention. That's the pen, doing its thing. How does it work? Well, most pens have a little ball at the tip, a ballpoint pen, get it? That rolls and spreads the ink as you write. Or you might have a gel pen, which is super smooth, or even a fancy fountain pen if you're old school, or just trying to be aesthetic. The ink is stored inside the pen in a little tube or cartridge, and it flows down to the tip when you press it onto the paper. It's simple, but also kinda genius if you think about how much we rely on it. Without pens, we'd be chiseling everything into stone tablets again, and nobody has time for that. The importance of a pen, even in our super digital world, is still pretty significant. You need a pen to fill out forms, to sign your name on a birthday card, or to quickly write down a phone number when your phone battery is dead, which, let's be real, happens. For students, pens are essential for taking notes, doing homework, and crying onto your exam paper. For creative people, pens are tools for sketching, designing, and bringing ideas to life. They allow for a certain kind of permanence and personality that typing doesn't always capture. My handwriting is terrible, but it's my terrible handwriting, You find pens literally everywhere. In your bag, hopefully not leaking. On your desk, probably mixed in with 10 others that don't work anymore. Schools are basically built on pens and paper. Offices always have a stash of pens, usually the cheap ones that everyone steals. You get them at banks, hotels, sometimes even as like free promotional stuff. They're just these ubiquitous little tools that we often take for granted until we desperately need one and can't find one anywhere. That's always the way, isn't it? The moment you need a pen, they all vanish. And there's something like satisfying about a good pen, right? The way it glides across the paper, the feel of it, or the frustration of a pen that's scratchy or running out of ink when you're in the middle of an important thought. We all have like a favourite pen, even if we don't admit it. Losing that favourite pen, devastating, truly a modern tragedy. So the pen, P-E-N, a small but mighty tool for words and ideas. Remember that one? It's a good one. It's like the OG way to tweet your thoughts but onto paper. Next up, an object that I personally have a complicated relationship with because I say I'll read more but then I just scroll on my phone. It's a book. B-O-O-K. Book. What even is a book? Well, it's a collection of pages, usually paper, that are bound together on one side, and they're filled with words or pictures or both. And these pages are all protected by a cover, which can be soft like a paperback, or hard, like a hardcover, which feels more like serious and important, you know? It's basically a physical container for stories, information, and ideas. The main purpose of a book is, obviously, for reading. You open it up and you dive into like a whole different world, or you learn something new, or you just get lost in someone else's thoughts. Books can tell epic stories of adventure and fantasy, or they can teach you about history, science, how to bake a really good, like sourdough bread. They can make you laugh, cry, think, or even just escape reality for a little while, which is sometimes very necessary. Reading is the key activity here, and it's pretty magical when you find a book you just can't put down. And there are so many different kinds of books, it's actually insane. You've got novels, which are the story one's fiction, you know? Then there are textbooks, which, school, but they're important for learning specific subjects. Comic books and graphic novels are amazing because they tell stories with pictures and words, which is super cool. There are poetry books, biographies about interesting people's lives, cookbooks filled with recipes, travel guides, self-help books that, try to fix your life. Literally a book for every possible interest or mood. It's a whole universe of paper. There's also just the whole experience of a physical book. The feel of the paper, the smell of an old book from a library or a brand new one from the store. It's a vibe. Turning the pages, using a bookmark, seeing how much you've read and how much you have left to go. It's different from reading on a screen, not necessarily better or worse, just different, more tangible. You can physically hold the story in your hands. And bookshelves full of books. They just make a room feel cozier and smarter, even if you haven't read half of them, let's be honest. So yeah, books, B-O-O-K. Even with the internet and a million streaming services, books are still super important. They hold our history, our stories, our knowledge, in a way that feels permanent and special. They encourage imagination and deep thinking. So maybe pick one up sometime. You might be surprised. Or you might just use it as a coaster. No judgment. But now you know the word for it, and that's what matters right now. A book, a classic. Can't go wrong. Okay, now for an object that, most of us probably can't imagine living without, even if we sometimes wish we could. The phone. P-H-O-N-E, phone. Specifically, we're usually talking about a smartphone these days, which is like a tiny supercomputer that you carry around in your pocket or, surgically attached to your hand. It's a small, usually rectangular device with a screen that you tap and swipe on. It's wild how much power is packed into this little thing. It's our connection to, everything and everyone all the time. What does a phone do? Oh my god, what doesn't it do? Its original purpose was making calls so you could talk to people who weren't in the same room. Revolutionary at the time, I guess. Now, that's probably the least thing we use it for. We text, we send emails, we scroll through social media for hours, we watch videos, like this one, hi. We take photos and videos of our food or our faces. We use apps for banking, navigation, games, meditation, literally anything you can think of. It's an alarm clock, a calendar, a flashlight, a music player. It's insane. It's pretty undeniable how essential phones have become in modern life. Like, try going a day without yours. It's a legitimate challenge. We use them for work, for staying in touch with family and friends, for entertainment, for information, for emergencies. If you're lost, your phone can tell you where you are. If you're bored, your phone has like a million ways to distract you. It's our main tool for navigating the world and like participating in society. It's kind of scary how dependent we are on them, but also like super convenient, right? Of course, there's a flip side to these magical rectangles of doom and delight. They connect us, but they can also make us feel like more isolated if all we do is stare at screens. They're amazing for information, but also for like misinformation and endless arguments in comment sections. They're great for productivity, but also for like world-class procrastination. It's a constant battle, this relationship with our phones. We love them, we hate them, we need them. It's complicated like all the best relationships, I guess. Or the most toxic ones, jury's still out. So, the phone, phone, this device that holds so much of our lives, whether it's an iPhone, an Android, whatever brand you're loyal to, it's become such a central part of our existence. Just think about it. Your photos, your messages, your access to the entire internet, all in that little slab. It's powerful. And now you know exactly what to call it in English. Maybe like put your phone down for a few minutes after this video. Or don't. I'm not your boss. But yeah, phone, you got this. Alright, let's talk about something you probably use multiple times a day without even like giving it a second thought. A cup. C-U-P, cup. What is a cup? It's basically a container, usually open at the top, that you use for holding liquids, primarily for drinking. It can have a handle, like a mug, or no handle, like a glass. It's simple, it's functional, and honestly, life would be a lot messier without them. Imagine trying to drink your morning coffee or like a refreshing glass of water without a cup. It would be damp and chaotic. The main purpose of a cup is, quite simply, to help you drink. Whether it's hot beverages like coffee, tea, or hot chocolate that warm you up from the inside, or cold drinks like water, juice, soda, or, something a bit stronger if you're of age and feeling fancy. Cups allow us to conveniently and somewhat gracefully transfer liquid from a larger container to our mouths without spilling it all over ourselves. A truly vital invention for anyone who enjoys not wearing their beverages. And cups come in, so many forms. You've got mugs, which are usually ceramic or porcelain, often with a handle. Perfect for that cozy hot drink vibe. Then there are glasses made of, glass for water, juice, wine, all that stuff. You've got plastic cups, which are great for parties or for kids because they don't break easily. Paper cups, for your takeaway coffee that you'll inevitably spill a little bit on yourself. Teacups, which are often smaller and more delicate, sometimes with a saucer if you're feeling particularly British. The variety is huge, all serving that same fundamental purpose. Why are cups so necessary? Well, hydration for starters. We all need to drink water to live and function, and cups make that a whole lot easier. And for many of us, cups are the sacred vessels for our daily caffeine intake, which is non-negotiable for survival in the modern world. Think about it. Your morning coffee ritual, a relaxing cup of tea in the afternoon, a glass of water by your bed. Cups are there for all of it, quietly facilitating these little moments of necessity and pleasure throughout our day. They're basically hydration and sanity facilitators. And let's be real, a lot of us have a favorite cup or mug, right? That one specific mug that just makes your coffee taste better, or the glass that feels just right in your hand. Maybe it has a funny quote on it, or a picture of a cat, or it was a gift from someone special. It's weird how we can get attached to these simple objects, but they become part of our routines, our comfort. So the cup, C-U-P, a humble but essential item. Next time you take a sip, give your cup a little mental thank you. It's working hard for you. Okay, next up is an object that helps us not have to juggle all our stuff like a circus performer. A bag. B-A-G, bag. What is a bag? It's essentially a container, usually made of paper, plastic, cloth, or leather, with an opening at the top, designed for holding or carrying things. It's like a portable pocket, but way bigger and more versatile. Without bags, we'd be dropping our keys, phones, wallets, and emergency snacks all over the place. A true nightmare scenario, if you ask me. Bags save us from that chaos. The main purpose of a bag is to make it easier to transport your belongings from one place to another. Whether you're going to school, to work, to the gym, to the grocery store, or just out for the day, you probably have a bag with you. It keeps all your essentials organized, or semi-organized in my case, and in one place, so you don't have to carry everything in your hands or try to stuff it all into your tiny pockets. Convenience is the name of the game when it comes to bags. They are the true champions of carrying stuff, and oh my god, the types of bags are endless. There are backpacks, which you wear on your back, great for students or hikers or anyone who needs to carry a lot of things hands-free. Handbags or purses, which come in a million styles and sizes, from tiny clutches to giant totes that could probably fit a small child. There are grocery bags, reusable ones hopefully, for carrying your food. Duffel bags for the gym or weekend trips. Laptop bags to protect your precious technology. Suitcases, which are basically giant bags on wheels for travel. Each one designed for a specific carrying need. How do bags make life easier? Well, apart from the obvious carrying part, they help with organization. Many bags have compartments and pockets, so you can attempt to keep your things sorted. Keys here, phone there, mysterious collection of old receipts in that one zipper pocket. They provide a sense of security for your valuables. And let's be honest, sometimes a bag is a fashion statement, a way to express your personal style. It's not just functional, it can be like an accessory that completes your look, a very practical accessory, mind you. So, the bag, B-A-G, that trusty companion that holds all our secrets, our snacks, our essentials, and probably a lot of random junk we've forgotten about. Think about what's in your bag right now. It's probably a weird and wonderful collection of items that perfectly represents your life. Bags are personal, they're practical, and they're pretty much indispensable. So appreciate your bag, whatever kind it is. It's doing a lot of heavy lifting for you, literally. Now you know the word for it. Go forth and carry things. Alright, let's talk about these small, often jangly, and incredibly important items. Keys. K-E-Y-S keys. Or one is a K-E-Y key. What is a key? It's usually a small piece of shaped metal, with a specific pattern of notches and grooves that is designed to fit into a lock and open it or close it. It's basically a tiny tool that grants you access or provides security. Something so small yet it holds so much power. The power to, get into your own house, which is pretty crucial, I'd say. The main purpose of a key is, obviously, to operate a lock. You insert the key into the keyhole, you turn it, and voila, the lock opens or closes. This simple mechanism is what keeps our homes safe, our cars secure, our diaries private, if you still have one with a tiny lock, which is adorable. Keys are all about access control. They decide who gets in and who stays out. It's like a secret handshake between you and your door, or your car, or your super secret treasure chest. Okay, maybe not a treasure chest, but you get the idea. And there are so many different types of keys for different types of locks. You've got your house keys, probably a few of them on a keychain. Car keys, which these days are often fancy electronic fobs that do more than just unlock the door. Padlock keys for your gym locker or your shed. Office keys, mailbox keys, keys for drawers or cabinets where you keep your important stuff or your secret stash of cookies. Each key is unique to its lock, which is kind of amazing and also kind of annoying when you have a million of them and can't remember which one is which. The importance of keys in our daily lives is massive. They represent security and ownership. Having the key to your home means it's your safe space. Losing your keys, on the other hand, is a special kind of panic, isn't it? That sudden cold feeling when you realize you can't get in, or worse, someone else could. We rely on keys to protect our belongings and give us peace of mind. They are small guardians of our personal spaces and possessions, which is a pretty big job for such a little piece of metal. So the key, K-E-Y, or keys, K-E-Y-S, that little metal object that jingles in your pocket or bag, the satisfying click it makes when it turns a lock, the momentary panic when you can't find them, followed by the immense relief when you do. Keys are a fundamental part of our everyday security and access. They're a big deal. So next time you use your key, maybe give it a little nod of appreciation. It's letting you into your castle after all, and now you can call it by its proper English name. Okay, let's shed some light on our next object, the lamp. L-A-M-P, lamp. What is a lamp? It's basically a device that produces light. It's an artificial light source that we use to illuminate our surroundings when it's dark, or just like to create a specific mood or ambience in a room. Before lamps, people were like stuck with candles or just plain darkness after sunset, which sounds kind of spooky and probably not great for, seeing things. Lamps are our modern solution to conquering the night, or at least our living rooms. The main purpose of a lamp is to provide illumination. Simple as that. When the sun goes down, or if you're in a room with no windows, or if you just need a bit more light to read or work, you flick on a lamp. It makes spaces usable and safe when natural light isn't available. Whether it's a bright light for tasks, or a soft glow for relaxing, lamps are there to, literally brighten our world. Without them, we'd be bumping into furniture and stubbing our toes a lot more, which nobody wants. And lamps come in all shapes and sizes and styles. It's actually pretty cool. You've got desk lamps, which are perfect for studying or working late, focusing light right where you need it. Floor lamps, which can light up a whole corner of a room and often make a bit of a design statement. Bedside lamps, for reading in bed, or for when you wake up in the middle of the night and need to find your way. There are also decorative lamps, accent lamps, even lava lamps if you're feeling retro and groovy. So many ways to light up your life. Why do we need lamps? Well, for practical reasons, obviously, like seeing what you're doing so you don't pour orange juice on your laptop instead of in your glass. But lamps also play a huge role in creating atmosphere. The right lighting can make a room feel cozy and inviting, or bright and energetic, or even romantic and mysterious. Different lamps and different types of light bulbs can totally change the vibe of a space. It's not just about seeing, it's about how the light makes you feel. Deep, right? So, the lamp, L-A-M-P, that glowing beacon in the darkness. Whether it's a sleek modern design or a quirky vintage find, lamps do more than just produce light. They shape our environments and influence our moods. They help us read, work, relax, and just navigate our homes after dark. They're essential. Next time you switch on a lamp, take a moment to appreciate its glow and the way it transforms the space around you. And now you know what to call it. Another word for your English vocabulary bank: score. Alright, for our final object in this particular learning journey, let's talk about something that, governs our lives whether we want it to or not. The clock. C-L-O-C-K, clock. What is a clock? It's an instrument that measures and indicates time. It tells you what hour it is, what minute it is, sometimes even what second it is, constantly ticking away, reminding you that, life is fleeting. Cheerful, I know. But seriously, clocks are how we organize our days and, try to be on time for things. The main purpose of a clock is to show us the current time. This helps us schedule our activities, know when to wake up, when to go to work or school, when your favorite TV show is on, or when it's socially acceptable to start eating dinner. Without clocks, we'd all be living in a timeless void, which sounds kind of peaceful but also incredibly chaotic. How would anyone ever meet up? It would be a mess. Clocks bring order to our temporal existence, even if they also bring a bit of stress. Clocks come in so many different forms, it's actually kind of wild. You have analog clocks, with the hour and minute hands moving around a circular face with numbers, very classic, very traditional. Then you have digital clocks, which just show you the numbers, like on your phone or your microwave. Very straightforward, no guesswork involved. There are wall clocks, big ones that hang in kitchens or offices. Alarm clocks designed to violently jolt you out of sleep. Grandfather clocks if you're fancy and live in a mansion. Even watches are just tiny, portable clocks you wear on your wrist. The importance of clocks in society is, undeniable. Our entire modern world runs on schedules and appointments, all dictated by time. Punctuality, or at least the attempt at it, is a big deal. Clocks help coordinate everything, from train schedules to business meetings to when you need to take your pizza out of the oven. They help us manage our time, be productive, in theory, and ensure that, things happen when they're supposed to happen. They are the silent metronomes of our daily routines. So the clock, C-L-O-C-K, that ever-present teller of time. Whether you have a love-hate relationship with your alarm clock or you appreciate the elegant design of a wall clock, they are a fundamental part of our lives. They remind us of deadlines, but also of moments to look forward to. It's a complex relationship. our relationship with time and the devices that measure it. But now, at least you definitely know the English word for this very important object. Clock, tick-tock, you learned a new word. Okay, wow, we actually made it through a bunch of objects. My brain is full. Is your brain full? We covered chairs, tables, pens, all that good stuff, even clocks, which are now probably telling you how long you've been watching me ramble. Hopefully you're feeling a little more clued in on what these everyday items are called in English. It's all about just noticing them around you and saying the word. Practice really does help, you know? It makes you better, and that's what we want, for you to feel super smart and confident. So my challenge to you is to try and use these words daily. Walk around your house, point at stuff, say the English name out loud, annoy your family, impress your dog, whatever works. The more you say them, the more they'll stick in your brain, like that one song you can't get out of your head. And trust me, it feels really good when you can just effortlessly name things without having to think too hard. It's a small win, but those small wins add up, right? Make it a daily habit, even for a few minutes. It's better than doing nothing. And hey, if you actually found this helpful or even just mildly entertaining, which is my specialty, then maybe consider subscribing for more English learning guides. We're going to be doing more of these, more fun stuff, probably more awkward rambling from yours truly, David. So hit that subscribe button, maybe the little bell thingy so you don't miss out on all the excitement. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today. It was a journey. Okay, bye for now. Go practice those words. You got this.